Hello.
Good afternoon, GeorgeAnna.
Good afternoon. Hi. Hello.
And how are you today?
Good. We are sending Dianne on a trip as requested by Gail last week. She is traveling to another planet.
Traveling to where?
Another planet.
Would you like to name the planet?
No, we would not.
Oh, okay.
It is one that she and you are both familiar with.
Okay.
We may talk about it later.
Okay. We're going to start out. Gail has a question to ask you. And I thought it'd be nice to start out with Gail's first question.
Gail, are you able to hear us okay?
Yes. Yes, I can. Thank you.
You're welcome. What is your question?
It's kind of convoluted. I hope I can clarify it. I'm trying to see from source perspective that both happening simultaneously.
We need to turn the music down a little if it has not been. Sorry to interrupt.
What's wrong?
It's done.
Thank you. We needed to turn the music down a little.
Okay.
Okay, Gail, we are sorry. Could you restart your question?
Okay. I'm trying to imagine from the source perspective of no linear time that humans experience and that everything is simultaneous. And I'm imagining that if I have 1,000 incarnations, they're all happening at once. And is it that part of my soul, the higher self, remains with Source? And do you want to answer that? Or you want me to,
Well, we don't really hear a question yet.
Okay. Okay, when one life ends out of the many and leaves the body, merges with the higher self, how does that affect the entire entity with all the other incarnations that are still ongoing?
I think we're ready to begin answering this.
Okay.
There are often misconceptions over the way that works. It is true that you may access all of the information, all of time, at one moment. But it does still happen in a linear fashion. This is where I believe it gets confusing for some, because there is a contradiction. It is all happening at once, and yet it is not all happening at once. It is happening one at a time. It is able to be accessed all at once. But what has not occurred yet can only be accessed based on what is possible in the future. Because if anything changes, it can then change the future. And if karma has been resolved, things will change. Alternate realities will come into play. What is really occurring is that you have one life, and then you rejoin with spirit, with all that is. This is when you plan for the next life. And then you return, if that is your plan. And then that life takes place. When that life is over, you return again into spirit. So it does happen like a ruler. It does happen very much one and then the other and then the other. But time, especially past time, can be accessed once it has occurred. That is when it becomes all happening together. This is the easiest way for it to be understood. Does that help you?
Oh, yes. Can I add a little bit onto that?
Yes.
I gave a psychic reading for Elsa concerning her. She's asked about her future in terms of romance and how her life is going to be in that direction. And when I finished writing, I had written that she had, let me see how to put this, that she was influenced what she wanted and mistakenly thought she had found what she wanted in her first marriage, but that she was being influenced by a life from before when everything was the way she wanted it, and that's what she was seeking, and that the lives, the knowledge, the memories were bleeding into this life and affecting her choices, and that she needs to be aware of that. Where did that come from?
Okay.
That's my question.
Oh, where did you get the information? Where did you get the information from?
I just started writing, and that's what was written when I was finished.
Yes, because
that she had a beautiful life with a husband and children and freedom and all of artistic expression was exactly what she wants now, and that life was encouraging her to find it here, memories of that life.
What we would like to say, Gail, is that rather than the phrase, it is bleeding into this life, it is more about the karma, and it is more about the memories that are being accessed. The memory of a certain lifetime can influence this lifetime. It is much nicer than to say something is bleeding. It is gentler. And we also want to tell you that when you are getting this information, you are writing it down, correct?
Yes.
Yes. You work in a similar way as Debbie. with what is often called automatic writing. It is channeling as well. It is just a different form. You are accessing, both of you are accessing your higher self, and you are going into that great oneness that we spoke about now 2 weeks ago. That great oneness. You are able to tap in. It is how most people give readings. They go up to their higher self and then they connect. And the information is sometimes being given to them by a spirit guide of their own. Or sometimes they might be getting it from the spirit guide of the person who they are giving a reading to.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to understand that when you are accessing this information, it is accurate. To trust yourself.
So, I try not to interpret it through my own self, which is right.
Yes.
If I try that, then that's why I'm asking this question, because I don't want to give out incorrect information.
Yeah, do not. It's better to give what you see. Give what you feel. Do not try to add your perspective. If you need a perspective, ask Spirit, and you will get an answer. If you need an understanding of what you have seen, or if you would like more information to share, you can ask for that.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong.
No,
on the right track then, huh?
You are doing something very right.
Good.
You have been changing over this last year. We see that it is as if you have come out of a cocoon or out of a hole in a tree. This is the symbol we see. Just in this 1 year, from the darkness into the light.
Then a trip.
And you were ready for this. You have been preparing and being prepared for this even before you knew.
Gail was curious after our last session how many lifetimes she has experienced so far.
That will take a moment. We are getting 2 numbers, and we must see why we have 2 numbers.
Because I'm schizophrenic?
We will give you both numbers.
Okay.
1,503. 1,207. There is a reason for that. We may have to call upon someone else to answer it.
Mine.
But you have changes that have occurred. We believe it's because they want you to be aware that there was a time when you, as Dianne and Debbie also, had an opportunity to not come back when you had reached a point where you no longer needed to have a life on the earth plane, but you decided that you still were not finished. Yours was more dramatic. It is almost as if there are two of you.
Yeah, Albert said that the first time he met me.
Can you go into more depth?
Have you always felt that there are two of you in this lifetime?
Yeah, very confusing.
Yes. We will ask someone to talk to you about this.
Thank you.
Yes. We have got the information for you. You have been... It is very unusual. We are trying to get the words for you. It is as if you were two people in the past. Twin flames. Two lives. One living upon the earth. One staying in spirit. For many of those lifetimes. And then you switched places. What has occurred is that you have memories of both. You have merged with your twin soul flame. You reached a point where you had a choice to stay in spirit, and you chose to switch places instead of staying in spirit together. So it is as if you are two people, two sets of memories, living in one body.
I missed the part where somebody told me to keep it simple.
Has this occurred to you in this lifetime, where you have felt this?
I've always felt like something was definitely not fitting into who I thought I was. There's always something that's just doesn't. Something that's always saying, "Why are you doing this?" or "Why are you here?" What are you doing? You know,
Right.
Like it's another person that's doing it, and I have to consciously integrate the ideas that are separate.
Yes. You have not made this easy for yourself.
Oh God, no. No.
It is.
Okay.
It is not something that occurs very often. Most of the time, when someone reaches the point, they decide to become spirit guides, to stay in spirit, or to travel to other planets, other dimensions, to move on. But the two of you decided that you wanted to be together and experience life together. So there are truly two of you, two energies blended as one.
Are we so different that we're all be complementary?
Yes, you are one. You are one. It is It is the understanding, we have explained this before, that in normal cases, there are twin soul flames that will separate, both deeply in love with the other. One will stay in spirit and will assist the other from spirit. And this could go on for many, many lifetimes this way. And then there will be a lifetime when they will both be together in separate bodies, and they will end the cycle that way. And from that moment on, they will stay in spirit, or, as we've said, move on. What has occurred, as we are looking at it now, it is coming clearer. What has occurred is that during the lifetime, when the two of you were here together in separate bodies, there was much magic upon this earth. There were those with the ability to harm a spirit, to pull a spirit from a body. Just as you have heard of an exorcist doing an exorcism where they pull a demon from a body. Imagine if it is not a demon, but someone is pulling the life force out of a person. And when this occurred, the two of you had such love for each other that you would not allow his body to be separated from you and lost. And with the help of friends who were healers, you were able to put his spirit in the same body with yours. And we are saying his and yours to make it easier to explain.
Okay.
And the two of you in that lifetime merged together. So from that moment on, the lifetimes that you have lived it's as if you are a different being than you were previously.
So that's when the numbers of my life started over?
Yes. So this is not something that just occurred in this lifetime. You have been doing this for quite some time now.
1,000 times.
Yes.
So we're both actually experiencing this life at the same time, in the same body.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have it's as if your souls have merged into one. This is highly unusual. But you did not want his soul to be lost forever.
And it would have been lost forever for what reason? You said it was a bad, some kind of bad magic?
Yes.
Oh. So that was a sacrifice.
Well,
maybe a hero.
when you say a sacrifice, it was done out of love.
Yeah.
There was no sacrifice. There was a rescue. But now, through all of these lifetimes, it is as if you are really just one. still. But there will be times you will feel as if there is another there. That is what you are feeling. It is not bothering you most of the time. And in some lifetimes you may not ever notice it. But in this one, as you have become spiritually aware, this is your intention in this lifetime.
My intention is to be aware of this merging.
Yes. And to become as spiritually enlightened as you can. And to help others. We believe that there is a painting that you will do about this. You will meditate on it and you will come up with what you need to do.
I know I was always very disturbed by the old-timey comedians who would have half of a woman's face and half of a man's face. And show profiles of each. That always disturbed me. What a child.
Now you know why. Now you know why that bothered you.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much that it bothered you as that you recognized it.
Yeah.
Something deep within you recognized.
Yeah, I didn't forget it.
Debbie, do you have any questions regarding this?
Well, I'd like to move on to a couple of Albert's questions, if that's all right.
Okay.
And then we can come back.
Okay. We just want to be sure that it is understood. We know this is a complicated situation and it does not occur very often. But there are some. We want to say one thing. There are some in this world that have multiple personalities. Some have 7 or more. And this is due to situations that have occurred in the past. And similar to what happened with you, Gail. When there have been people doing work on souls. People stripping people of their souls. Stripping souls from bodies. We're sure there will be more questions on this later.
Yes, indeed.